Hello everyone, happy Sunday night. I wanted to hop on a video because it has been a little bit since I have posted one, and I'm on full transparency mode at this point. This last week has been extremely tough for me, mentally, physically. I have a lot of pain, and as you guys can notice, I'm not wearing my neck brace, just because a lot of times I experience a lot of discomfort with it, and um, I want to strengthen my neck up a little bit. I do still wear it to sleep and for most of the day, but I just got back from a wonderful Sunday dinner with one of my amazing brothers, and it kind of all just like hit perspective on a few things. And I kind of wanted to just say, like I said, I'm on full transparency mode at this point because I refuse to hide from my own flaws, and I'm going to be completely honest with myself as well as others about just this journey, because it hasn't been the easiest. And this past week, a lot of you saw a post I made about, my emotional scars and how I'm having to face those and just really, battle with my demons on that kind of stuff, because on February 14th of 2014 I was raped, and I remember a few days after I had shared the story with somebody who had gone through a similar experience, and somebody made a comment about how calmly I had explained it, and it kind of, put it in my mind that maybe I wasn't healing like a victim should. And I think that's one of the things that kind of made me push things to the back and kind of ignore these issues that I should have taken. I should have taken them head on. And one of the things that transpired from all that is the person who had done it actually had taken a picture of themselves with me on Snapchat and deleted it, and thank goodness the police were able to to take that picture, what's the word I'm looking for, they were able to recover that picture and find out who the person was. And the thing about that is I never took this man to court because it would have taken 1 to 3 years to get through the process, and at the time, and even now, I still believe I did the right thing. For me, myself, I couldn't put myself through going to court and reliving this every single day when it was something that I was already reliving, mentally. And so I chose not to pursue, and I chose to, what I thought, move on with my life as normally as I could, not knowing that while I did make the right choice for myself, I didn't take the proper steps to heal myself. So I basically just went on with my life, and I pushed it. I pushed it all the way back, and I went into a relationship with so many things that I hadn't dealt with, and I went into life with a lot of things that I hadn't, taken head on. And it was just one of those things where now that I have this time to reflect on my life and really give myself the time to heal and sorry, and to really examine myself, it's hard. And the thing that I'm learning is that it wouldn't have been any easier then as it is now, even years after. And to be a person for another person, whether it's a friendship, a relationship, I have to be whole. I have to be, within myself, complete. And I haven't been that for a long time. And this car accident has really put my life in perspective, because I tend to run from my traumas, and I tend to push them as far back as I can, and I can no longer do that in my life. I am making a stand against myself and deciding that I can no longer run from my problems. I can no longer hide from them, because they are me and I am them. And it's just the fact that I'm maturing in a different way. I didn't know I needed to mature, because while I am a 28-year-old and while I am, living life, I wasn't living the life that I should have been living fully for myself. And sorry, I find a lot of things flawed in myself, and while we are all beautifully and wonderfully made, we are made with flaws that sometimes are covered. And I was one of those people that hid behind my covers. I mean, a lot of people will tell you that I'm really tough and that I have this really tough exterior, and while I do, I hid behind that a lot, and I refuse to do that, because if I don't take on my problems head on, they'll always be there. And that's one thing that I can't run away from anymore, because I will never be able to overcome them if I can't face them. And like I said, this week was really tough because I had to face the fact that it's a beautiful day for people to celebrate. And while I am a firm believer that when you're with the person you want to be with, every day is Valentine's Day, every day is a day of love, there's a special meaning to people. People really do love this holiday. And I thought about the fact that my nephews celebrate this holiday at school, and they thought of me so much that they brought back Valentine's for me, and I couldn't hate a holiday that they wanted to come home and show me all this love. And that was one of those things that had to push me to the forefront of things, because they're kids. And for me I couldn't hate this day. I couldn't hate that day anymore. I couldn't sit there and reject their love because of something that ruined it for me. And even in the past, I wasn't big on Valentine's because it just felt like such a dirty day to me. And it's not. It's a day where people celebrate love and friendship. And like I said, my nephews came home with these beautiful Valentines, and they show me so much love. And I think that's one thing that's brought me through everything, is that they see the world in its purest form. They see me in my purest form. And I can't ruin that for them if it was ruined for me by someone who had no regard for the way I felt about things. And I'm gonna collect myself because I don't like crying. And that's another thing I have to take on, because it's okay to cry. It's okay to feel emotions about things. But that was one thing I needed to face, was not hating something that had no fault. I mean, that could have happened to me on any day. I could have encountered that at any time in my life. It just so happened that it happened to be that day. And so I got through this week with love and perseverance. I mean, there's nothing I can do. I can't hold myself up in a hole, because like they say, when you're at the bottom, there's no way to go but up. And that's where I'm at. I feel as though I'd hit my lowest lows, but that's not how things work. So this is teaching me a lesson of being stronger for myself and really facing my problems, because while this week was tough, it's nothing I couldn't survive. It's nothing that I couldn't overcome, and just wake up and thank God that I had the life that a lot of people pray to have. I mean, I'm alive, I'm fed, I have a roof over my head, and I have so many family members that love me so unconditionally. And it's one of those things where, like I said, I've matured in a way that I didn't know I needed to, and I've found my transparency, because I was a very guarded I can still say I'm a very guarded person. I tend to put walls up because you think that I'll build a wall to see who's gonna want to tear it down, or who's gonna take the time. But while I do believe in protecting yourself, I need to stop building walls for people, because walls only build walls, and I can't go into anything else in my life with a wall built, because that's not the real me. I mean, if you know me well, you know I'm a jokester, you know I love to laugh, you know I want to make everybody laugh and be happy. But I can't do that when I have the wall of my RFB, because my face can be a little intimidating when I'm just not doing anything and I'm just relaxing. But that's not who I am. My emotional wounds, my physical wounds, none of that is who I am. So I can't hold on to those things and allow them to deter me from the life that I needed to live fully. And I'm, like my mom says, it's wonderful to dream, because I have a lot of plans, God willing, to travel and really find my roots, really find where, you know, where the world makes me happy, because I've always felt like my place isn't just one place. I'm meant to travel, and now that I have the opportunity, I'm gonna take that. And I need to take that on with a heart that's in love with not only itself but with the world, because if I see the world as a scary place, that's all it's ever going to be, and I can't do that anymore. So, you know, like I said, my transparency is full. I'm a glass wall, because I can't hide anymore. And I feel that if I say these things out loud, if I put these things out into the world, I can't hide from them anymore, because there's no room to. And I refuse to hold myself up anymore, and I will come out of this a stronger person. I will come out of this a more, just a different person, because I held a lot of anger for a long time, and I know that that wasn't me. Like, I can be tough, that's okay, but to have pent up anger only kept me from a lot of wonderful things that I missed the opportunity out on. And God knows why he does things. God knows why he works the way he does, and I fully put my trust in that, because my plans are wonderful, but God's plans are beyond amazing, and I have to acknowledge that. And I'm ready to move on from this week, because like I said, it really did have me in a hole. But with the love, with the unconditional love, I mean, if you have kids, if you have nieces and nephews, if you have children in your life, you can understand their view on things when they come to you and they just have this unmatched just love for things. You know, they think of you in a manner that you didn't even think of yourself. So with that being said, I really hope everybody has a wonderful week. I hope everybody had a wonderful Valentine's Day. Single, in a relationship, all of you deserve to be loved beyond compare. And I as well hope for myself to continue to grow through this, because it hasn't been easy. The pain is, I tell you, and I'll say it again, I would never wish this on my worst enemy, because it's mentally, it does tear you down. But if I get through this, I can get through anything. And I'm a warrior. I mean, I come from my Aztec peoples, and my brother told me yesterday to channel Frida, because she was in a cast, and she channeled her pain into beautiful paintings. And you know, that if you know me, you know I love Frida, so I have to see that and take it as it is and channel my pain into something beautiful, because even when things aren't going right, it's God's plan, and I have to pray to God and be thankful for the good and the bad, because only He knows why He's doing things. So, like I said, I want to give everybody lots of love and just thank you for the messages of support and just asking if I'm okay, because I missed a video. And I appreciate everybody who takes the time to think of me, because I pray for all of you as well. And your support, I'm so grateful for your support. So I just want to say thank you and have a wonderful week. And I will see you guys next week. Lou out.